Alright, welcome to the channel everyone. I wanted to kind of show you our setup that we just finished modifying so that it's more friendly for those who have, I guess, 1080p. We're streaming in 4K, of course, um, during trading hours. But now that with this modification, imagine how much of a difference it could make if you could have a similar setup. And that way like, if you're trading futures and or options at the same time, and do everything all in the same screen, okay? And with our indicators that we use, that we share also on the screen here for the community to see, is imagine how much of a difference your game plan would be if you could know exactly when changes in the market were going to happen, more or less, with given measurements, and be able to make, you know, changes every time that something happened. Like, for example, like what was taking place on Friday as things were changing and rocketing up. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh darn, you know what? I want to get into specific moves. You know what? Being able just to easily click here on a couple of these and letting SPX, the calls come up here on the left. Or let's say that you wanted to look at a few puts just in case it goes in a different direction. So we're going to click on a few of these, put these on the right, so that we can trade along with the market in case something changes, and we have our buy sell buttons right down here ready to go, so we know what to do and be able to have all the calls list here on the left and the puts on the right. And not only that, but here, for example, we primarily display the 2-minute chart, but we also use the 16-minute chart. And look at this. I mean, this is like 10-day span right here or less. And imagine knowing or being able to see when the market changes and being able to make a call or a put, or being able to trade in a futures transaction, in a given direction, either a long or a short, depending on what you see that's going on in the market, and being able to see it here with the rest of the team and being able to see it for days at a time. But let me show you this. Let me show you how we see the market. We see it very differently than a lot of people. Now, is this something that we're going to do forever? No, we're going to do it maybe for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, just to be able to build and grow our community. And then we might only do it once or twice a week. So definitely consider joining, subscribing, liking, sharing, bringing other team members along, to take a look at this and open it up on an internet browser and be able to follow along, put it on a second monitor if you'd like. And we can look at the market together and be able to kind of like say like, hey, boom, we are properly set up for an awesome call and or a put, for a given number of days. What would we be trading? Well, it depends. 0 DTE, 3-day, 5, 7, 10, 12, 14, 21, 28, or a 30-day plan. It just depends what it is that the market is doing, and not only that, where it's at. So, for example, we also use a 64-minute chart. And here on the 64-minute, we can see, like, for example, back on March 13th, it was the great time to be able to maybe play a 30-day call and look at how it just shot up for a given number of days. And it didn't even hit the full 31 days for you to have made quite a bit. If you waited a bit longer, maybe, I don't know how much more it would have been here because it just kind of traded a little sideways. But then right here would have been a great time to be able to apply or be able to invest in a couple of puts, and it just went down for a number of days, and then it shot up straight up for the last couple of days. And being able to see the market using our indicators and the multiple charts, would definitely change the outcome that people traditionally get. So if you'd like to learn more about what it is that we offer and how things work, follow us. And just to give you a little more insight, like, for example, let's say that we want to see inside a chart. And these little charts on the bottom basically are for the options that we choose to look at. And we can easily trade and swap, from one list to another list. We can have as many lists as we want for as many products as we want. And then at the same time, let's say that you wanted just to zoom in and take a look at what that option has been doing over the past couple of days and how it's trading up and down, and looking at it like this. When we're doing an analysis of how it's been trading. And just a side note, the reason why we primarily have the ES chart up front is because, look at this. If you stack the SPX in the bottom, the SPY in the middle, and the ES futures on top, they all pretty much they're all part of the S&P 500. So they all have the same pattern. The only thing that's different is, of course, the amount that they're each at. But if one of them goes up, it's a good time to look at calls. If they start going down, it's a good time to look at puts. And we'll be swapping back and forth between SPX and SPY, because SPY you can only trade during trading hours or market hours for the New York time frame. And SPX, you can trade these even after hours. Of course, the spread is much bigger after hours outside of the traditional trading hours. And with the ES, you can trade with a lot less money. And we show you how to get started. Like, let's say that you have $50 or $100, or maybe after you make your initial investment, you lose and you want to jump back in. We'll show you how you can go ahead and play with maybe even $20. So if you're interested in being able to follow along, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell so that you don't miss out and you can follow. And I will be here live for the most part during the trading hours during the day. And you can message me and I can zoom in or try to change it. And we're going to do a focus on SPY, SPX, ES, and MES. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you.